The possibility of a nuclear war is a topic that has been on the minds of many people for decades. With tensions rising between major world powers and the proliferation of nuclear weapons, the threat of a catastrophic conflict has become more real than ever. This hypothetical scenario is not just the stuff of Hollywood movies or science fiction novels, it is a genuine concern that could have devastating consequences for humanity. Greetings, Capri. Your president chose to go to war, so please don't blame me. These words were spoken by an old American addressing the Russian people. Putin responded by urging the Russian people not to listen to homophobic statements, and stated that the judge is very close. The French president is worried and has expressed concern over Russia's nuclear moves, while the Israeli entity has angered the Russian bear. How will Putin react to their support for Ukraine, especially after the announcement of the Chinese president's upcoming visit to Russia? Has the Russian-Chinese alliance truly begun? Wagner is turning on the Russian army, and has taken control of the majority of the city in a drunken state. Putin is maneuvering from Kiev and has promised a harsh response. Viewers should prepare themselves, as it appears that nuclear war has erupted in Europe after Tsar Putin's historic speech. Following his speech, the West was left in a state of confusion and bewilderment, wondering whether Putin had officially declared war on Ukraine, or what he had offered the West in his speech. Experts suggest that Putin relies on a policy of obfuscation to keep his true intentions hidden. Ukraine had announced that Putin would launch a major attack in the spring or on the first anniversary of the war, but Western countries did not believe it. However, the United States recently obtained evidence confirming Putin's intentions to launch an attack during the first anniversary of the war in Ukraine. As a result, Western countries in Europe have begun to send military support to Kiev, but are unsure whether Putin will attack Ukraine or not. In his speech, Putin announced Russia's withdrawal from the START nuclear treaty, which Russia had signed with the United States in 2011, to limit the proliferation of nuclear weapons. Putin stated that Russia will take defensive steps in response to American actions in the region, and that his country will conduct missile and nuclear tests if the United States does the same in the region. France expressed concern about the nuclear developments in this war, and warned that the United States might push Putin to use this dangerous weapon, which could lead to the destruction of the entire world. US President Joe Biden attempted to turn the Russian people against President Putin by stating that their president had chosen war. However, analysts believe that Biden's statements are an attempt to pit the Russian street against Putin's decision to withdraw from the START nuclear treaty. The Russian people believe that this war is an existential one, as Putin has worked to give the war a popular religious character. While the Israeli state has not officially intervened in the war, it has announced its support for the Ukrainian army, with ballistic missile defense systems, to protect the skies of Ukraine from Russian missile strikes. Observers view this as an intervention by Israel in the war. Chinese President Xi Jinping is set to visit Moscow next month, and experts wonder what the Chinese dragon will offer Putin. Putin's decision to withdraw from the nuclear treaty with America may have been prompted by the military exercises announced by US President Joe Biden hours before his departure from Ukraine. Putin's speech was historic, as he announced maneuvers in the Finnish region of Lapland, which include about 1,000 US soldiers taking part in a simulation of the war in the Arctic, as well as exercises in northern Finland and Viking training in Norway. Military maneuvers were met with Russian political maneuvers. Despite making many military advances in the city of Bakhmut, the commander of the Wagner forces, Prigozhin, accused Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu and the commander-in-chief of the Russian General Staff of high treason. Wagner claims to have broken into the defenses of the Ukrainian army in Bakhmut and will take full control of the city in the coming days. The question remains, will Wagner turn on the Russian army, or will Putin consider it?